My name is Corinne Sullivan. I am talking to you from Oregon, and it's just started to rain. In 2019, I launched Article 27 Music. We are the music organization dedicated to the education and protection of this particular human right. Our work is based on education, providing those who seek a career in making music with the basic education about their inherent rights. Our objective is your complete understanding of your rights, and a step beyond that is understanding contracts that could be disregarded. Since the formation of the United Nations, a document was written that lists 30 articles of human rights, and this has been supported as the definition of what human rights are. The Oxford Dictionary gives a special definition for the word article. It's a point within a formal agreement. It's often referred to in the UDHR, the Articles. This is a document from the United Nations that is really a statement of the 30 points of agreement about what are individual human rights. This makes it the most clearly defined roadmap that we have as a race to achieve world peace. Now, some people watching this have personally experienced how serious a matter protecting human rights really is. Worldwide, people as a whole have certainly endured troubling times. Compare life today to a time before the internet and easy communication, when the relay of information about abuses could be stopped. If a suppressive individual had enough power, money, sway to hide these activities. So at the time the UDHR was written, the world had seen on a massive scale in World War II the horrors man, unchecked, can unleash. Millions of innocent people needlessly lost their lives in World War II. People of many varied races, political backgrounds, belief systems. So considering these realities, one can understand why every person must know and protect their human rights. In the music industry, during this same time, artists everywhere experienced severe human rights abuses of the ownership of their artistic products. All of this was a very serious matter. Songwriters have endured abuses which have seriously impacted their happiness and even their ability to pursue their careers. So, the United Nations was formed to prevent the abuses in World War II from ever occurring again. It was agreed that without a universal statement of individual human rights, there could be no way to protect them for one and all in every part of the world. United States, Mexico, Europe, Australia, Africa, Iran, Turkey, everywhere. These countries were honestly committed to maintaining international peace and security. Their world leaders decided to complement the original United Nations Charter with the roadmap that guarantees the rights of every individual everywhere. The document which they considered, and which would later become the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, was taken up at the very first session of the General Assembly of the United Nations in 1946. So it had these goals. 1, keep peace throughout the world. 2, develop friendly relations among nations. 3, help nations work together to improve the lives of poor people, to conquer hunger, disease, and illiteracy, encourage respect for each other's rights and freedoms. 4, to be a center for harmonizing the actions of nations to achieve these goals. Article 27 of the UDHR was part of this document as the protection of artists everywhere. It's made up of 2 parts. Everyone has the right to freely participate in the cultural life of the community, to enjoy the arts, to share in scientific advancement and its benefits. And everyone has the right to the protection of the moral and material interests resulting from any scientific, literary, or artistic production of which he is the author. We already know many long-term contracts severely violate this in music. They require, before the songwriter or performer had a chance to control or own anything at all, that the artist relinquish his moral control and loosen his grip on his copyrights, often being falsely told what a copyright truly consists of or how the U.S. Constitution actually protects his rights. Artists such as Stevie Wonder, John Fogerty, TLC, Toni Braxton, Whitney Houston, Taylor Swift, these great artists appear to have experienced theft of their artistic performances and songs, yet resolving this was not fast, it wasn't easy, and it was most likely really expensive. Most songwriters and performers do not have the influence or financial power to make any real forward steps. But as human rights are universal, even music labels, distribution companies, streaming services suffer. When Article 27 is violated, like any of the other human rights abuses that occur, it leads to trouble for every group and person connected to that abuse. The solution to all of this is to make this human right a reality in the music industry. From my experience, many of today's musicians, songwriters, and great performers naturally are intensely interested in protecting all of the human rights. So I would venture to say that our largest step forwards as a race have been fueled by the inspiration music delivers. It's my belief enabling these good people, the world songwriters, to receive fair support of their human right, Article 27, we are enabling the strongest voices of our land. Then, possibly, we can bring about the world peace they have envisioned. This is something we have never experienced before. We've never had protection like that before, because music makers have never been fully supported, and it makes sense that unfettered music can lead the way. But on the other hand, if we don't protect Article 27 in today's music business practices, we will probably never have that chance. And many people will never fully understand what went wrong. Article 27 is the human right to receive protection of material and moral interests of your artistic production. The story of these moral interests and material benefits being diverted would make your hair stand on end, especially if it happened in most any other area of social or business relations where it would be very, very obvious what was being done wrong. So without the protection I am asking for here, music makers will continue to struggle, or, and maybe worse, never be able to control how their performances are used. Hopefully this brief video has provided an insight about how approaching the beauty and energy of music from the human rights perspective is the missing element. Article 27 has been nearly, and in some cases completely, swept away in music. This makes the worst case possible scenarios a reality in the lives of some of our most cherished songwriters and music makers. When this right becomes a real fact in the United States, we will have an easy to live in music industry for one and all. For that reason, I hope you will join the Article 27 Music Crusade, and I hope you will help us make this dream a reality. Any purchase in our store funds our organization. Help us right these wrongs. Protect the song.